Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am here with another walkthrough of an indie deck. This is the Brady Tarot by Emmy Brady. It is a tarot deck that was funded on Kickstarter back in 2017, I believe. I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. You can check that fact on Kickstarter. You can see the campaign there. So yeah, I came with this wrap around it like that, but I don't know what to do with it. I think I'm probably gonna throw it away. But it comes in this really nice box. It is bamboo, I believe. I could be wrong. And it is a magnetic closure type box where it slides in. It's like this, you know. And so you can see the magnet there and there, you know. So, yeah, and on the edges, it's like laser engraved, I believe is what it's called. So you can see on the side you have the feather for wands, and then it goes to the horn, which is cups, then the arrow for air, and the root, the seed with the root for roots, which is coins or pentacles or discs, however you wish to view it. This is a very beautiful deck. It is lino cut print, I believe. I always thought it was wood block cut, you know, like traditional Marseille wood block cut. But I guess I'm wrong. Which she would always post pictures of the progress of the deck on Instagram, which you should follow her on Instagram. You can see all the behind the scenes, her working hard on the deck. And so yeah, the guidebook is written by none other than the Tarot Queen, Rachel Pollack. We are doing Rachel Pollack's Tarot Wisdom for the book club at the moment on my channel, which should be next Thursday. We'll be covering the Hanged Man to the Temperance card, I believe, on that book. But anyways, this guidebook though is such a nice guidebook. From like the few pages that I've read, she goes, of course she does a good job of interpreting, of writing the meaning of the cards in context of the art. She does not just spout out plain little white book type sayings, basic bland right away Smith meaning. She actually goes into the meaning of the cards, and why the artist decided to depict certain animals, certain symbols, certain things, and why, you know, they're posed in certain ways, you know, in the cards. Now, so yeah, it's a really well written guidebook. It's really in depth. It gives a good amount of information for both the majors and the courts. So yeah, it's again 5 stars on the guidebook. And look at the back. Look at that. That's the Hermit card for the backs, for the back of the guidebook. So yeah. So yeah, this bag, it doesn't come with the deck. This is from the Darkness of Light Tarot. I'm using the bags for something else, and I keep the Darkness of Light Tarots in their boxes, and the bags go to decks that don't have proper like storage, you know, homes, you know. Like this here. This is like a weird one because it's like a deck and book set, but I think I'm gonna keep the like this, how you saw me unboxing it. You know, I think I'm gonna keep it like that. So again, side note, main note, disclaimer, does not come with the bag. It just comes, you know, when you buy it, it's gonna come cellophane wrapped like that, you know, in the box with the guidebook on top, you know. So yeah, and it came well packaged, you know. I thought it would come in like a cardboard box. No, it came in like just a bubble wrap thing, but it's just like well wrapped in like 3 or 4 layers of bubble wrap. So she packaged these decks well. So yeah, I want to say it was like around $70. I want to say. I could be wrong. It is a pricey deck. This is one of those big, you know, expenses. This is a deck that you should really be aware of. Like, you know, do you like the art? What do you like of it? What don't you like of it? You know, before you should really make an informed opinion before purchasing it, because it is quite a bit of money. And let me just tell you right now, I think I got my money's worth out of it. You know, first of all, the guidebook, I think a lot of it's going for the bamboo box though, which honestly I kind of feel like, you know, we could have done without all this extra stuff, you know. I don't know. I would have been fine with the deck coming, you know, in a box like this, or like the Wild Unknown, or, you know, a 2-part box like that, you know. it can be done, you know. And the guidebook coming with it together, but I think she wanted it as a set. She wanted it as, you know, a whole thing. And actually, yeah, I'm starting to appreciate the box, but, you know, it's a little bit inefficient, but you know what? It's gorgeous. It's lovely. It's definitely going to be on the side of my desk. And this, honestly, is a deck that I will be using quite often. I think I'm going to break it in tonight for my live readings that I do every Sunday night. So, yeah. So, these are the backs, obviously. The cardstock is really, really nice, really thick. It's matte. The edges are like a matte gold. It's not a heavy metallic like you see with, let me see, where's that deck? Huh. Oh no, it's all the way over there. Hold on, let me quickly go get it. I'll be right back. Hold on. Alright, so this is the Sakurai Bito Tarot. And this is what you usually get when you get gilded edges. Very metallic, very reflective metallic. This is what we got. And I like it. I like both, honestly. I do like the matte. It seems less, you know, extra. It seems much more... It fits the aesthetic of the deck. I wish if this white border wasn't here and it had the gold, it would have looked much nicer with, you know, without the white there. It would have looked much nicer. Like, look at how that looks, you know, with the black and the gold, you know. But anyways, just, you know, a side thing. And that's another thing, you know, the artwork is extremely, like, it's slightly cramped, you know. I think if you're like hard of sight, you know, I think that's the term. If you have poor eyesight, you know, I think you might struggle a little bit, you know. But you know, and so there are some parts, like, it does get a little busy in some parts of the cards, you know, like here with the plants and the tree, you know, you can barely, you know, see some details. But I think that's the type of tarot that I do like, where it's like kind of hidden, difficult to see. You have to really focus in on the cards, and, you know, kind of like a Where's Waldo type thing, you know. I'm starting to appreciate decks like that. But it does feel a little bit like someone's like hugging my eyeballs or something when I look at these cards. So I wish, you know, maybe hopefully in another printing, you know, in another edition, hopefully we do get a size maybe similar to, I think this is like a good, like, large size, but not too large. So this is the Baba Studio deck. Of course, it's like Baba Studios is very exclusive to Baba Studios, but this size has been done with other decks as well. This is the Victorian Romantic, but the Tarot of Delphi is like this. There's a few, I want to say there's a few others. I think the Ethereal Visions might be around this size. Let me see, because the Ethereal Visions is slightly larger. God damn it, it's also far away over there. But if you see, it's so much larger, just a little bit larger, you know. Not crazy, but, you know, it's bigger. You know, the size of the art for this card is the size of the actual card, you know, in the Brady. So again, another little, you know, a little criticism that I'll give that. But other than that, I think it's a great deck. I think I got my money's worth, you know. Yeah, let me talk about this. Let me talk about the art. So it is an animal deck, and it does have animals doing people things, you know, birds holding stuff in their beaks, you know, you'll see the elk here, or is it an elk? Yeah, elk, reindeer, stag, holding back this hawk here with his hoof. So yeah, let me actually bring that closer to you so you can see it actually. So yeah, so it's a lot of that. It is a very tough animal deck. It's very primal. No, it's not a soft deck. This isn't an animal deck that's going to hold your hand and give you hugs, and, you know, it's not going to be, you know, rainbows and sunshine. You know, it's going to be, you're going to see a lot of dead animals. You're going to see, well, not like every single card has a dead animal, but for the difficult cards, you are going to have difficult depictions here, which, you know, there are some decks that do it well, some decks that don't, you know, but this is one that I think does it well. So, yeah, you know. What else? It is very, I'm gonna say Native American, but it's not restricted to just not central. It's not just restricted to Native American. I think it goes into like even Northern America, like even like up to Alaska and Canada, and you know, of course, obviously the United States area of, you know, the Native Americans, and also Central American, Mesoamerican, I believe, type of designs here. You'll see like hummingbirds with a lot of Aztec, Mayan glyph design symbols in some of the minor cards that you'll see here. So I do like that. So yeah, it's very American. What I like to call this is kind of like the American Wildwood Tarot is kind of what I was getting from it, where the Wildwood is very like European, Celtic, Druid type, you know, nature. This is much more like Native American type of approach to nature, you know. But Wildwood obviously has more people in the cards than this one does. I think the only person in the deck would probably be in the Death card. I think you've seen it with the human skull there. And I think that's the only one there. That's the only human person, quote unquote. Quote unquote. No, that's not how you use that. But anyways, let me pause. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom back in. I just wanted to get a good, you know, shot of the box and the guidebook, which again, Rachel Pollack did such an amazing job writing this guidebook. I haven't read through all of it, but it's definitely one that I'm going to read through. She goes really well in depth into it. One other criticism that I have heard, it's not too much for me, but I can see the complaint about it, and that is the keywords on the minor cards are very large, and a lot of people don't like keywords on there. So here we have joy on the Ace of Cups. You know, we have enchantment for the Ace of Roots. So, you know, if it just did away with that, you know, but then again, it would leave that huge plain black block right there. So the keywords are a part of the artwork, you know, so you really can't, you know, remove the keywords. And I'm honestly fine with the keywords. I enjoy the keywords. And the keywords actually do work well with the depiction of the cards, you know. You'll see the keyword and you'll see what's going on in the art of the card, and you'll be like, yeah, I can see that, you know. And if you still don't, the guidebook is also there to, you know, give some more clarity as to why the artist depicted the card as such and titled it with said keyword. I believe, I'm assuming from what I've read, because again, it's a really good guidebook from the cards that I've read. Mind you, I've only read a few pages, so if I'm wrong, if I'm dead wrong, oh, I'll be so disappointed, but I highly doubt Rachel Pollack will pull something like that on us. Let me pause and I will zoom in and we will get into this walkthrough. Alright, so here we are with the cards. Oh my gosh, here is the Fool. It is it's a depiction of a parasitic bird, but it's again the guidebook. Let me actually, I'm gonna read from the guidebook for one of the majors, the Fool, and then we'll read from a minor card and then from one of the court cards. So yeah, let's read what she says on the Fool. Okay, so okay, so first of all, I think it gives you in the first part, it gives you like a meaning to the card, you know. So here we have beginnings, first steps, especially those taken instinctively without research or planning, the flow of energy beyond morality or teachings. So then we go into the depiction of the art. So a brown-headed cowbird chick inhabits the nest of an indigo bunting, like the European cuckoo. The European cuckoo, right? I always want to say it cuckoo, but cuckoo. Cowbirds are brood parasites, meaning they lay their eggs in the nest of other birds and rely on those birds' parenting instincts to raise the cowbird chicks. The chick reaches behind for a spider offered by its adoptive father. The young cowbird is ignorant of its true nature and is acting purely on instinct and need. Emmy comments that the chick's unsavory origin is irrelevant. Only its actions moving forward matter. The chick has one leg out of the nest, seemingly about to fall out, despite the security it provides. Does it feel something called to it from the wider world? Whether it leaves the nest on purpose or by accident, the challenge is the same: fly or fall. The Fool in old decks often appears as a kind of crazy homeless man moving through the world. In modern ones, we see a beautiful young prince beginning the journey of the cards. Here we see something still deeper: pure instinct, the flow of energy that carries life forward. The Fool is both a hunger and an equally instinctive need to feed. Let me reread that. The Fool is both a hunger and an equally instinctive need to feed, to nurture, even if it's someone else's chick. In the distance, like a border between worlds, stands the Rocky Mountains. Looking east, the prairie appearing to go on forever. To the west, the Rockies seem to erupt out of nowhere, unexpected and dramatic. Look at that. So yeah, really does go deep into the depiction of the cards. So yeah, there you go. So let's just start flipping through. Here are the backs. Well, here's the Magician card. And of course it is that lovely matte softness. It's, oh, I love it. It's like the Fountain Tarot. So yeah, Magician with the Raven and all that. I really want to read through the guidebook and see what she says in each and every single one of them. Here we have the High Priestess, the Veil, and the Moon. And I like how the black and white pillars aren't there, but it's actually the phases of the moon. I do like how they've done that. I think that's what they're going for. Here we have the Empress. You see the wolf, and I think it's her wolf pup, and then you see rabbits. I think at first I thought the rabbits were like dancing in the background, but they're actually dancing on the mother. And then you see a deer, a doe, I believe, in the very background in the forest. Here we have the Emperor. Very traditional, like, Emperor scenery with the hard rocky mountains. The ram's horn, the ram's heads for Aries. So yeah, the eagle. Is there an eagle in this one? Because usually, no, there isn't one. Usually the Empress and the Emperor have an eagle. I know, I think it follows strictly more towards the Rider-Waite-Smith. That's more of a Marseille Thoth thing. Here we have the Hierophant with the several different religions and practices here. Oh, that's interesting. We have much more of a native type of practice reference here, you know. And then we have, you know, a much more structured, institutionalized religion. So yeah, it's a falcon with the book there. So you do see like human elements in these cards, but it's mostly in, you know, I don't know, it's different, you know. I don't know how to explain it. Here I have the Chariot. Wow. Strength with the bear, and there's a rattlesnake coiled around its ankles. The two barn owls? Not barn owls. What am I saying? Do I not know my animals? I think they're great horned owls with the pointed ears of their feathers. Here's a barn owl, the Hermit. This is such a lovely card. Oh my gosh, which was, of course, as I mentioned before, the background of it. This is probably like my favorite Hermit card of all time. Like the moon in the background and the owl's face right there, imposed in the foreground of the moon. You know, yeah. Here we have the Wheel of Fortune. It's interesting. It's like, you know, you're either, you know, I think those are eggs. Let me get a better look at this. I'm kind of far away from the cards. They look like eggs. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be an egg. Yeah, you have the eggs, the larva, the pupa, and the adult, you know. But in the end, they're all still on the web. So it's either, like, what are you trapped in? Or are you the spider? Or are you the web? I don't know. Anyways, Wheel of Fortune is a card where I'm still working through. Here we have Justice. What is that on that scale? I think, oh yeah, it's a flintstone. It's an arrow head flintstone with an egg, I believe. I could be wrong. Let me read real quick, because, of course, there's a guidebook that I've ranted and raved about. Let's see. Looking for it. Okay, they hold the egg and the skull of a turkey vulture. Oh, I see it. Now you're looking at like the top of the That's like its beak, and these are its 2 eye sockets and all that. I see it now. Yeah, life and death and the balance right there. Now I see it. Either way, arrow head still made sense, but anyways. Here we have the Hanged One, a possum. I like how like it's illuminated and glowing, and you can see the light radiating also on the waves and everything, so it's actually like, it looks like it's glowing. Here's Death. I love how it's like, you know, the alligator, crocodile, beast, let's just call it a beast. I thought it was a crocodile, but now I see it has like fur design, so who knows what it is. Eating the saber-toothed tiger, and then it's eating the human skull there, or eating, I should say. Here we have Temperance. Look at that, with the willow tree and the snakes coiling up there. That is again another like Wildwood reference right there. I wonder if she did draw inspiration from the Wildwood for this. I mean, that's gotta be, because that is in the Wildwood, right? That's the Temperance card design, right? Right? Brady, Emmy, what's the truth? I'm just kidding. Here we have the Devil, the goat. He's pleasuring himself. But then you see these 2 crane birds wrapped up. I believe they're kudzu. I believe it's kudzu. I could be wrong. An invasive ivy species here. Let me see. Unless it's Morning Glory, because the flowers are like Morning Glory. Let's see. Yeah, he is eating the vine of a blooming Morning Glory. Yeah, the seeds produce a psychotropic compound similar to LSD. This suggests that all the dark chaos comes from entering a formless hallucinatory world. Tobacco plants grow behind him. In many cultures, magical plants such as Morning Glory or tobacco can be used as sacred gateways. In our materialistic culture, they can become dangerous indulgences. Oh, I didn't notice the tobacco leaves. Yeah, tobacco leaves are like a toxic plant, let me just say that right now. But the leaves are really large and beautiful, I will say that. Aesthetically beautiful. Anyways, here we have the tower, and at first it's just a tree, but then you see like all these woodpeckers. I believe they're woodpeckers. Their nests are all in there, but they gotta leave. Some of them are trapped in the tree, they're not flying out yet. Or there's some that are about to, and some of them are flying out and flying away, off to find new trees and new homes. Meanwhile, some will stay and perish. Tragic. Poor little birds. Here we have the star, the ibis. Is it ibis or is it ibis? I always say ibis, but recently I've been like, how am I truly pronouncing words? Is moon even pronounced moon? Is coven really pronounced coven? Who knows? Look at that, you see a possum, and I like how it's the owl looking down at the crayfish, and the crayfish looking up at the owl. Here we have the sun. What a beautiful sun card. Here we have Judgment, all the bats flying out, awakening, and you see this eagle carrying the snake in its claws. Here we have the World. Beautiful world. I love the colors going on here. The sunsets. Beautiful. Here we have it. And then we go, and as always I'm kind of mixing up how I do the minors and the quartz and all that. I don't go by suits, I'm going by numbers now. I'm going to try it like that. So I'm going to go through all the aces, then the twos. So here we have the Ace of Wands, inspiration. Well, it's the Ace of Feathers, so it's fire, inspiration. I believe that's how she means it. Then we go into the cups, the Ace of Horns, I should say, the One of Horns, joy. Here we have the Ace of Arrows, truth. You can see how it's an arrow, but it's also growing all these different plants. I'm assuming that the guidebook also writes what plants are growing out there. Here we have enchantment for the Ace of Discs. You see the beetles. I think they're like about to chew on the roots or something. You see these flowers. You see the hawk moths. I believe they're called. have these really long feeding tubes. No. Oh, I can't remember what they're called. But, you know, that's how they eat nectar. So yeah, here I have the Two of Wands, success, these rainbow-colored feathers. But you see it's actually a fox that's killed all these roadrunners. The coyote, actually, that ate all the roadrunners. Success, he did it. He got the roadrunner. Look at him. He knows he won. That could be more of a Five of Swords. Could be. But anyways, here we have Union. I think they're albatrosses, I believe that's their mating dance. Two of Arrows, Armistice. So again, it is a very difficult type of, you know, a difficult, you know, depiction of the cards, but essentially, like, you know, yeah. There's no other way to put it. A puma and a wolf, I believe, going and trying to go in opposite directions, and they're, yeah. Here I have the Two of Coins, Equilibrium, Two of Earth, Two of Roots, I believe I should say. Three of Feathers, Vantage. Three of Horns, Celebration. Of course, traditional. Three of Cups, Three of Horns type of thing. Here I have the Three of Arrows, Mourning. Yeah, these, I believe these are, I want to say, I wonder, because there are blue jays, but then this is actually, I want to say this specific species is called a Western jay. I could be wrong. Let me see. Horns. 2, 3, 3 of Arrows. Western scrub jays, yeah. When one of them dies, they hold a kind of funeral. One of the joys of this deck is a discovery that practices many of us think of as uniquely human also appear in nature. For all we know, human funerals were inspired by creatures like scrub jays. The birds who witness the loss gather around the dead bird and vocalize, to use Emmy's term, that sound which all scrub jays know, bring others to the area to share the sadness. Thus we see 3 birds on the ground, one of them perched on the middle arrow, while 2 others come flying in. Yeah, we have like a bunch of them in my backyard, in the eucalyptus tree in my backyard. They're really loud. Here we have a badger and the Three of Earth. I want to call it Three of Coins or Discs, or Pentacles, or Three of Roots. It's going to be a while to get used to this deck, in the naming terms at least. You have the Four of Feathers, Optimism. The Four of Horns, Apathy. Four of Arrows, Withdrawal. You can see this bird that's kind of like disguised as a dead branch or something like that. I can't remember what they're called. Oh my gosh. Again, the guidebook most likely says. Preservation, the Four of Roots. The Five of Feathers, Rivalry, and it's these 2 Gila monsters fighting. I think they're Gila monsters, they should be. Right? Usually I see them as like yellow. Could be wrong. The Five of Horns, Loss, with the raccoons. Again, you see the Native American design going on throughout. Oh, Five of Arrows, Defeat. It's just a sad card. Cruel reality that we must face. And try and do our best to stop. Scarcity. Look at that, the Five of Discs. The Five's difficult cards. Here we have the Six of Feathers, Victory, the Hawk, Caught the Snake, the Rattlesnake. Or the Eagle. Golden Eagle? I think it's a hawk. Again, probably the guidebook. Here we have the Six of Horns, Happiness, the cute little otters. Kind of creepy otters, actually. The White Sage Tarot has much cuter otters. You have the 6 of Arrows passage. Six of Roots, altruism. I do like how there's different keywords, you know, altruism and all that, you know, they're not bland keywords. Here we have the 7 of Feathers, power. 7 of Horns, breach. The 7 of Arrows, guile. 7 of Roots, growth. And then here we have the 8 of Feathers, swiftness. Then we have the 8 of Horns, departure. Yeah. Look at that, the dragonfly leaving the pond. I want to say oh my gosh, animal facts. I think that's what they're called, animal facts. It's like a true facts of the dragonfly or something that just recently came on. It's like a mockumentary of like animals, and the last one that he just did was of the dragonfly, the damselfly. It's like informative yet hilarious at the same time. I'll try and leave a link down in the description down below. Here we have oppression. Blue jays pressing that. What is that, a hawk? Is it a hawk? It's a raptor. Here we have discipline, the 8 of Roots. This is a card that I've been seeing a lot every time I see or well, not a lot, but it's like every time it pops up, it's always like very noted by me, you know, when I see it on Instagram, when I see Instagram posts of this deck, and on Facebook as well. Here we have conflict, hummingbirds right here with the 9 of Feathers. Fulfillment, the 9 of Horns, and he's, you know, he took a dip. You can see all the other ones coming up. I actually like that. Oh, hold on. I actually like that. It kind of continues with the 8 of Cups to the 9. You see, like, usually you see the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith of, you know, someone leaving off into the mountains or somewhere, you know, leaving behind something that they worked hard on, and now here they've arrived to something new, something better, you know. They brought, you know, they brought something new or something. I'm going somewhere with that. I like it. Here we have the 9 of Arrows, anguish. Yeah, the 9 of Swords, always a difficult card. What is that hanging off from the tree? Hold on. Yeah, what is that? That's weird. I'm gonna see what that is, actually. Let me see. 9 of Arrows. 2, 3, 7, 8. 9 of Arrows. Let me see. Look at that, a tattered plastic bag caught in a branch symbolizes such ongoing danger. Yeah, I started reading Rachel Carson's book here. She goes into Silent Spring, the dangers of DDT. I started reading it. I think we still have it. No, I don't think so. I'll pick it up again. Yeah, I know it's a good book. Here we have accomplishment, the 9 of Roots. Look at that. Early bird gets the worm, but it looks like a sunset. So what's the truth? Here we have the 10 of Feathers. Burden. Why are you holding on to these feathers? You got the feathers that you have on your wings. Let go of these feathers. You don't need all that. Here we have the 10 of Horns. Overflowing. And then you have here finality. I like how the arrows aren't actually stabbing into the possum. They haven't actually stabbed into him. He's just playing, you know, he's playing dead, but you know, you can't stay like that forever. And then here we have the 10 of Roots, wealth. This is where I was talking about like the Central American, you know, Aztec, Mayan type of glyphs here, especially right there. That's very like with the hummingbirds and all that. Wealth, my favorite card. The 10 of Coins is always one of my favorite cards. along with the Five of Cups. Anyways, here we have the Quartz now, the Daughter of Feathers. Beautiful. And then we go into Daughter of Horns. The Daughter of Arrows. Did I say the Daughter of Arrows for the feathers? No, I probably... Anyways. Daughter of Arrows, Sloth. Very interesting with that hawk just flying underneath. Oh, she's slowly risen above even the hawk flying under her. Interesting. Anyways, here we have the Daughter of Roots. I think that's a bear, right? Lots of climbing and rising up with the daughters. Here we have the Son of Feathers. See that Native American design in there again. I can't remember what specific they are. Anyways. But it kind of reminds me of, in the Marielle, there's the myth of the raven stealing the light, you know. And I think it's a Native American myth, I believe, or folktale. Could be wrong. I believe it is. She doesn't explain. Mary White doesn't explain, as always, in her guidebooks. Here we have the Son of Horns. I like how he's like reaching, trying to take a bite. What is that? Lichen? Or moss? Here we have the Son of Arrows, the fox striking into the snow. The Son of Roots, then he's going down. A mole, reaching down, eating grubs, worms. But you see the cherry blossoms. Oh, beautiful. Here we have the Mother of Feathers, Queen of Wands. Here we have the Mother of Horns, the Queen of Cups, the Mother of Arrows, the Queen of Swords, cracking this geode with all these crystals growing inside of it with an arrow. Look, you can see these little babies right there sleeping. How cute. And we have the Mother of Roots, the Queen laying her eggs. What is that? Is that the number 0? What is that? What is that thing glowing again? Time to go to the guidebook. Mother of Roots. Oh, of course. Here we have a colony of Mexican honeypot ants. Center we see the large queen who holds aloft a single egg that resembles the 0 of the Fool card. 6 more eggs lie below her. Oh, okay, I was gonna say, it's like, that's gotta be a number 0, but no, it's an egg. Yeah, she brings forth the beginning all over again. Father of Feathers here. What is that, a lizard? A horned lizard or something like that that he's caught, but it's burning in the background. Here we have the Father of Horns. This is my favorite court card here. You know, you see the stag, he's like isolated alone on this piece of earth, but on this small island, but then you see a crocodile down below. Reminds me a lot of the Princess and the Ace of Discs in the Tabula Mundi Tarot. Here we have the Father of Arrows, a vulture, very plain, very simple, very straightforward. Father of Roots, the star-nosed mole that goes down, that digs down deep below, but also rises. There's a star, essentially a weird, creepy, ugly-looking star, though, but it does dig down deep into the earth. You know, that reference of as above, so below. So yeah, and that is all the cards. Now let's see how this deck shuffles, because let me tell you right now, it's a good shuffle. It's a good shuffler. Let me see. Look at that. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. And as always with metallics, I was gonna say this one more time. Another thing I was gonna say with metallic edges. Usually there's like a dust or glitter, you know, pieces of the metal, you know, the dusting from the printing or process, or you know, the cutting process, something that lets some of the dust metallic shed off. I got a little bit of that, like slight little fleck, so I just got a tissue. I held the deck like this, not too tight or anything. I just wiped it across with a tissue, you know, on all 4 sides, you know, back and forth. Not too much, not too hard, you know, but just enough to make sure that there was no, you know, heavy dusting. But again, that's the thing to be aware of, you know, and be like noted when getting metallic decks, you know, sometimes the metallic does wear off a lot. Sometimes it's not glued on, I guess, or pasted on, or it doesn't gild right, and sometimes it sheds off and peels off. So far, none of my decks really peel off. You know, the metallic doesn't wear out too bad. I think the only one that does that in my collection was the Cosmos Tarot and Oracle deck. But even then, the metallic still stayed on. One of the best ones, and I riffle shuffle, as you see right now, I'm doing it. The Fountain Tarot. I riffle shuffled that one a lot, and it's one of my, like, it's been in my collection, like, forever. Like, you know, since I started doing this. And so this one, though, I can tell that it's not going to get worn out. I think it'll actually, you know, I think it'll hold up quite well. It does feel greasy, like, not greasy like a bad thing, but it does feel like, I think it's because of how the metallic edges are. I think it feels like oily type of soft greasiness. It's not bad, but that's just how the shuffle comes off, you know. So yeah, but it is a very tight riffle shuffle, so yeah, it does overhand shuffle quite well. Let me see if I can do that here in the camera. Yeah, well, of course I can't do it like this. There you go. There you go, you see. So yeah, definitely a deck I'm going to be using in tonight's free live reading, so if you guys would like to get one, there you go. Heads up there. So that is the Brady Tarot. I hope you all enjoyed. I know I am happy to have this deck in my collection. It's definitely going to get used. It will get used. Well, is this the new Wildwood Tarot for me? Oh, I might pull out the Wildwood. I haven't used it in a while, so I might use it with this one, tonight's reading. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. And I like it because I think it's a deck that you can use. I think it's a deck that you can use without the guidebook. You know, I feel like you can. I mean, then again, that's what keywords. That's what the keywords are there for. But a lot of people don't like those. A lot of tarot readers already like have their set meanings, and those are very like different meanings from the cards. So yeah, this has been a walkthrough of the Brady Tarot. Tomorrow I will be doing a walkthrough of, I don't know, some other deck that I haven't done a walkthrough of. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video, which will be my free leaving. I'm leaving YouTube now. My free readings tonight. So yeah, I'll see you all there hopefully. Bye everyone.